On today's episode of Peeking in the Microphone, hello. Did you learn that today?
What?
How to put your hat on?
No, I've known how to put a hat on for a while.
Oh. How about the trumpet thing?
Oh, the trumpet thing?
Yeah, the trumpet thing.
I spent a little while practicing earlier today. I've been
Well, there's the...
trying to get a little better sound, clearer sound out.
So yes.
So yeah.
Okay. Did you think there was something else I meant, or?
No, I guess not.
Yeah. All right. You know, it's better to, I guess, ask questions than to think you know the answer.
Yeah, I'd never want to assume.
Yes. Unless it's like, should I give Max $400 just cause? You can probably assume that you can.
No.
Why?
I'd want to ask you first.
I think that's something you should just go with your gut.
Okay.
Interesting. I learned something also, not today, but a little bit ago.
Okay.
So, you know, in movies and it's generally in cartoons that are a little more adult themed. There's I guess like a trope that kind of happens a lot where maybe someone is having a sexual experience for the first time and they don't totally know what's going on, and it's usually something like maybe the girl's like, what if I grab here? And he's like, whoa, why would you do that? And then she's like, what if I did this with it? And he's like, hey, careful. Hey, something's happening. Hey, what? And then it builds up for a minute. And then usually the punchline is it zooms way out outside of the building they're in, you see like the globe basically. And then you hear the person go like, oh, they like sing or something because whatever is supposed to happen happened.
Yes.
So my shower head has this button on it.
Okay.
That when you press it, it basically like stops water from coming out. And if you need to have no water hitting you for a minute for whatever reason you might have, and there still is like a little drip that comes out because I think legally they can't stop the water pressure or something because of plumbing, but it does back the water up a bit to where when you release the water, it comes out quite a bit more forceful than normal. And
if you were edging your shower, maybe?
It's similar to, if I hadn't turned on my shower in a while, and then I finally did. Like my shower wanted to be turned on for a while.
Or like you turned it on almost all the way.
I kept reaching for it, and I would take my hand away. Exactly. I was doing, and I noticed that the pressure builds the longer I don't press the button.
Yeah.
And I was like, I've never used a bidet with like some fucking horsepower before. Let's give this a shot. And so I pressed the button, stopped the water. It makes like a noise. It goes to let you know that it's fucking about to bust. And then I aimed it, and I was like, Max, it only sprays water hard for like a second. You're probably gonna like miss. You might hit your balls. That might hurt. You might just hit the side or whatever. And that, it's fine, but it's like, that's not what you're going for. You might have to go for like a few attempts at this. First try, fucking bullseye.
Nice.
I felt it in my throat. It was that, and I like turned it on and it went, and oh, the fucking world zoomed out.
Yeah.
My pupils got huge, and I got animated. And and I've been just trying to deal with that.
So you're a new man, or you've been chasing the dragon?
Yes, to both.
Okay.
I wouldn't say new man, but like definitely, if my previous man was a block of marble, it chiseled away the edges and it revealed the man inside.
That's beautiful. Do you know the exact name and part number of the shower head, just for like maybe the viewer, or like for me to like look up right now.
We'll put a link in the description below. Yeah, I'll do some research. I'll tie you in on the CC for
Alright.
that email.
Sick.
Yeah, I'll hit you with that link.
Um,
I'll make like a golf course and hit you with the link. I'll make like sausages, and I'll get you that link.
Thank you.
Yeah, I'll make like Jack. I might even get you some links. More than one. There's options out there.
There's a lot of link
Yeah.
wordplay.
The point is, I
Maybe.
tickled my fucking lymph nodes with my colon.
That sounds great.
It felt good.
Well, I'm happy for you.
Thanks. It's been a whole. I feel like I just had a kid, and I just see the world in a whole new beauty.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Like, I'm looking at it from like a newborn perspective.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
that's beautiful.
It's really fun.
Just a real spring in your step ever since, huh?
I'm definitely on my toes, for sure. My toes are curling.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. I learned how to yodel.
That's beautiful. I have a.
Damn, that's crazy, dude.
Yodeling, sick.
Anyways,
I have something that I want to talk about. I've come to a revelation that about which group of people is the hardest working.
That's beautiful.
It's not Mexicans and it's not Indians. It's skateboarders.
Yeah, I would call them a race.
They are the most motivated, industrious, imaginative, and productive group of people that we have in any given society. And this is proven by, first off, skateboarding in general. Just beating yourself up over and over again for like a line or a trick or like a feature. The next is an example that where like I was riding my bike around town a couple weeks ago and I saw the spot and I was like, that is a sick skate spot. Because when you've done like skiing and skateboarding and stuff for a long time, you get this like spot vision where when you see a sick spot, you just know it and you're like, that's a sick spot, and you can see the clip in your head. So I like recorded this video and posted on Instagram where I was like, hey, skateboarders of Boise, look at this spot, come skate this spot, someone do this trick off of this thing. And it got like a lot of views and a lot of comments, and a lot of people from like the local skate scene were commenting and stuff, and they're like, where's that at, so I messaged one of the kids where it was at, and they in the comments organized together to go out to the spot, lay out like a better concrete landing transition on the spot, and skate it and clip it like within a couple days.
Cool.
And like someone today commented on the video and they were like, I was riding my bike past that spot and someone already like put a little thing in.
Put a little
the concrete thing. Talking about that. And I just think that it's so cool that like the skateboarders I feel like are the only group of people that will like go out and change structures around society just on a whim. Like no one else is doing that other than like beavers.
I do think in terms of like get knocked down, get back up again mentality, yeah, skateboarders have that, I think, over pretty much anyone. Yeah, that's I'm sure there's like individual people you could single out that might work, but like in terms of general groups of people, yeah, I think skateboarders definitely got that by a mile.
Because like you can also look at like older pros like from the 90s, like the guys that, you know, back when skateboarding was still like kind of more of like a kids thing or whatever, and all the pros were still like partying a lot and stuff, and like mainstream society was kind of like, oh, they're just degenerates, you know? And like now a lot of those guys who were degenerates are now like some of the most influential,
the richest
successful,
degenerates.
richest fucking like most industrious dudes like Jason Dill and, you know, fucking
I don't know.
Rob Deerdeck.
I do know.
Tony Hawk.
Yes.
Chad Muska.
No.
Okay. Steve-O.
Yes.
uh, those are all my examples for now.
Okay.
But now it's like in the Olympics and stuff too.
That's true. And to even be a little bit good at skateboarding, you have to eat so much shit. Even just to have like a decent ollie, you've fallen so many times. You got knocked down and you got up again, and you'll never let that get you down. Pissing the night away. And yeah, and so I think that skateboarders do have a stigma of being like mean and annoying and vandalized or whatever, but like the behind the scenes to that, like they earned it. It's why Riley Reid can say the N-word.
Exactly, and that gets us into our next point, Max, which
Italian
is
food.
Thank you. I like
worst
lasagna.
People, the best food. You like lasagna?
Yeah.
Which cat owners have to go through a lot of shit.
Yeah.
To be able to just pet their cat.
Oh,
I'll give cats that. I don't like them, but I'll give them that.
I feel like I like found out a new thing that I didn't realize like cat owners and small dog owners like had to be wary about, which is like when your cat or your small dog is sleeping on your bed and you go to like adjust position and you like yank the sheets, you can like launch those motherfuckers into the ceiling. Like, so yeah, now I like the fireman's trampoline. Just right into the ceiling fan and out the window.
Hell yeah. If it's a cat, it'll probably be fine.
Yeah, no, for sure.
Yeah, you got to look out for them. Walking around in ski boots, got to be careful.
Yep.
You will break something on them.
Yep. Didn't even think of that one.
Pan of hot oil. Mythbusters did a thing a while ago about dropping like a frozen turkey. That'll fuck up a dachshund.
I saw the Mythbusters the other night on slipping on a banana peel.
Oh yeah.
It's season 5, episode 15.
Oh. I was gonna guess. I thought it was season 4 for some reason, but it makes more sense now that okay.
Exactly. And the scene that they start out with is so funny because it's like Jamie in like a full like karate pad suit, just like walking swiftly over like a bunch of scattered banana peels, like in front of a high-speed camera, and they just up his speed more and more.
Did he ever slip?
He like slipped a little bit, like, but never like to the ground. And I think they came up to the conclusion that like if your eyes are open and you like know there's banana peels there, your body physically like won't let you fall, just like off reflexes. Like if you're
Did they blindfold them at any point?
did.
Cool.
And he fell.
Yeah. We were talking at work today about, my friend was like, if a genie, he had all his answers. His were better than mine. We were talking about if a genie granted you 3 wishes, what you would say to make, like, what you'd wish for to like make the world worse. And he had 2 pretty good ones, but his best one was I would cure blindness for 1 minute. I was like, that's the most evil thing I've ever heard.
It like cures and fades over the minute.
Whoa, no way, I'm fixed.
Oh my god.
That's so evil.
That one is evil.
Thought edging my shower was bad. That's like
3 wishes to make the world a worse place. What would I do?
Can you make the world hotter
I'd make it so that everyone has a breathalyzer
in their car?
Yeah. But instead of it being a breathalyzer to start without being at the limit, you'd have to be over the limit to start the car.
In the grand scheme of things, I do think that would be a detriment to society, but I do think also there would be probably, let's say, a dozen towns in the country that I don't think would notice a difference.
That's a good point. There would be a lot of people that
They'd be
would
like-
just be like,
They'd just be annoyed that they have to blow into a thing now.
exactly. That's the.
But like they're driving with the same mental state. Wait, you were saying they have to be a certain amount of drunk? to
Yeah.
dri- yeah.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, like at least like 0.01 or 0.1, whatever the really
Point
drunk,
one.
wherever really drunk is on the.
So isn't 0.08 like
That's the limit.
driving?
Like you can
legality?
be under that. Yeah.
So 0.1 is
Just
that's more.
yeah, but that's still not like hammed. That's like you're pretty tossed, but like you're probably like.
So you want like fucking
I want people to have to wear eye patches to drive because they're seeing double.
for sure. I mean, I feel like it would cut down on traffic because either people wouldn't drive or they would just really
They just
either
crash.
either crash or be really, really careful getting to where they're going. Now I guess I'm only thinking if like you were a sober driver, you'd be breaking the law at that point. You'd go to jail. the
Yeah,
cop
and
would come up
officers-
and be like,
the cops
"Man,
have to be hammered too.
you know why I yes. What are you
Maybe.
doing later?"
I don't know if that would make like deaths by cop go up or down if the cops were all hammered.
I like to think it would make them go down.
I think so.
I feel like they would de-escalate a lot more things. I feel like the amounts of like
Hey, brother, have a beer.
like talking down someone from like a ledge. I feel like a cop would be better at that if they were drunk. Like, man, it's beautiful down here. Come on, you can play with my gun.
Give a cop 3 rosés before giving them their badge and gun, please.
Cops are like shooting at people's feet.
I
Like,
want my cop to be in a lovey wine drunk state.
man, I love your car. Citrus. Yeah, I support that. I would back the blue. And the red wine. And the Riesling. And baby back ribs. Yeah, that'd be a good one.
How are you enjoying hosting an open mic?
It's exhausting, but it's like a good exhaust. I think it helps me with snapping in and out of my like stage self. So I'm trying to like not be the same person on stage. 'Cause I like thinking of it as more of like an act than just because I've also just gotten annoyed over the years of people saying, I can't tell if you're being serious or if you're joking or not. I'm like, first of all, you're dumb. I think you could tell. Because also most people haven't seen me like angry or like in an emotion that's not jokey. And it's like, you would know. But I like, it helps me like appreciate a show as a whole and it takes me out of it, which I kind of like. It's a lot of like, I get off the stage and I'm like, that was exhausting. And then the person's like finishing up, and then I get like that anxiety build up again, and then I have to run out and be like, all smiles, right? Are you guys pumped? I'm excited to see the next person. And I just have to act like I actually do, or I sometimes actually do get like look forward to seeing who it is, and it's fun. I enjoy it. It's tiring, but I like it.
I feel pretty similarly. Have you had like many friends come to like one of your mics and like watch and like try to like chat with you between at all?
A little bit, but I tell them like, I'm like, hey, I'm not gonna be able to pay attention to you.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, I need to get better at telling people that I'm not going to be able to pay attention.
I'll say like, can we talk after? Like,
Yeah.
I'd be happy to do that. But yeah, especially like I can do it if there's maybe 5 minutes. I can have a little murmur to somebody, but 3 minutes, I have no time.
Yeah. I feel
That's
that.
what it's been both times.
I've been like getting a lot more comfortable with like the transition moments, I feel like, and just like not getting as much anxiety between like people, depending on like how much time I have to prep when I'm there, like how much early I get before. But I love it when friends and stuff come to the shows and like having them in the crowd and stuff and like getting to sit with them and shit. But like it definitely adds another element of anxiety to be like, okay, now I'm hosting like for everyone but then I feel like also like partially responsible because I invited these people here on my own to like host for them as well and like still be engaged with them actively throughout the show. And it's like sometimes I have a hard time like balancing that.
Yeah. And I mean, if they're your friends, they'll get
They
it.
do get it. Most if not all of them
They will
get
forget
it. It's mostly like the acquaintances I feel like that just like show up out of the blue and kind of expect you to like cater to them a little bit.
Friends are the worst.
Yeah.
No, I don't want your boyfriend to come. Or your girlfriend, Danny.
Not Danny, my Danny.
Who's your
That's
Danny?
a my friend Danny Marullo and his girlfriend
Okay.
Maurice come to a lot of shows, but they're fine.
Okay. You're fine, that Danny. The non-existing Danny that I said, though,
That one.
his girlfriend can't come.
Fuck that bitch.
Not because she sucks, just because I invited Danny. And I don't want this, like, my girlfriend. No. What do you hate her? I don't. We're hanging out. And I don't want to I have to mentally prepare for every person that's going to be around me for the evening.
That's true.
And I have allotted this amount of brain bandwidth for Danny. Not his girlfriend, Danny, which is crazy they have the same name. Both Daniel.
Really?
She says Danielle, but we asked her mom, and she's like, no, it's Daniel.
It's Daniel.
Yeah.
It's after her uncle.
Yeah, exactly. I love them both, but it's just like, I'll hang out with both of them if we plan that. But don't fucking spring shit on me.
Yeah.
You have every opportunity to let me know.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Agreed.
Who is Danny in this situation?
You tell me.
It's probably me.
Okay.
Good call. Deep breath, everyone.
Did you eat any good cookies this week?
Huh?
Did you eat any good cookies this week?
Eat any good cookies? No, I ate a bunch of Chips Ahoy, though.
Yeah. That's sweet.
Yeah. I don't know, like, good, but they've fulfilled my sweet quota.
I feel that.
Did you eat a good cookie?
I did.
One or a lot?
A lot.
Cool. What kind?
I think they're called Magdalines.
Oh.
Or Madelines, maybe.
Magdalene? Like Mary
Maybe Madeleines.
What?
I don't know. They're like these like little cookies and like these little icing chocolate clamshell looking things. And they were like, I think matcha
macaroon,
flavored. It wasn't a macaroon. A macaroon's like a little sandwich cookie with icing in the middle.
Thanks, Professor. Keep going.
Okay, well.
It's just a guess.
They're delicious. I had them here, but I took them to someone's house and I left them.
Oh. Right on. Where'd you get them?
They were from a place called Nika.
Please.
Nica.
What?
Bake.
Cool.
Yep. And they were a gift.
They were a gift.
Yep.
Okay. How were they paid for?
I don't know.
Okay.
With money, I assume.
Like a... No, I'm... Stop this. No. That's cool. Where's that bakery?
No idea. Probably in Boise somewhere.
On a compass, which way would...
North, east, west, south.
It's crazy.
Side.
Yeah, you guessed in the order that like the opposite order I thought you would have guessed in.
Never waffle, eat soggies?
Well, I mean, what? Like the saying to know which way north, south, east, and west are? Yeah, that is a thing. Good job. The bakery.
About what about?
I'm asking which on a compass. Which way would it be?
I don't know.
Joke south because it sounds all right. It sounds like the N word.
Yeah.
And stereotypically,
Uh-huh.
a lot of things that relate would be south.
Oh. See, in Idaho, it's the opposite.
Hmm.
Hmm.
You saying it's like I guess closer to Spokane, or
Well, I was thinking like, never mind.
okay,
You know what? Let's leave it.
sure, okay. We can stop talking about this.
You got any shows coming up?
Yeah, I'm headlining at this bakery. How do you spell it? N-I. Let's see. Shows coming up. There are things. Hold on. My birthday is this month, and I'm doing something for that. Hosting for Dustin Shalafo, which that will be a hosting gig that I can talk to you during. I will have time. That's another thing about the open mics is hosting for 25 people makes hosting for 2 so easy.
Yep.
And very fun. But April 25th and 6th, I'm doing that, and there's something else. In June, I'm doing a show at Liquid for Reese Samuels and Victor Pellegrino. I'm hosting for them as well.
Nice.
And then, fuck, there's something sooner. Forgive me.
Forgiven.
Dude. Fuck. I don't. You know what? To answer the question, yeah, there's shows coming up. I don't know when. How about you?
Yeah. I've got. I'm doing another of the lectures by Lushes on the 25th, which should be fun at the balcony. And then on April 20th, I'm doing a show at Liquid. 420. And then on 424, I believe I'm doing, or either 424, 426. Hold on, give me 1 second here. Give me 1 second here. Yeah, 426. I'm doing the Cowboy Room comedy.
Tight. Cowboy. Should have been a cowboy.
Oh, and I go to Atlanta next week for a week. Or I go to Atlanta and then drive to Opelika, Alabama. And then I'm going to drive back to Atlanta to do an open mic at the Laughing Skull. And then drive back to Opelika to go put on a bike race. And then I'll fly back to Boise on Sunday. And then do my open mic on Monday. Like always. Always at the Monday open mic at the Voodoo Cellar, 9 p.m. Always, every Monday. Every Monday, you can catch me being me.
How much time did you do at the mic this Monday?
Like 15 to 20.
Yeah. Seemed like a while for
Yeah.
how hungover you kept saying you were.
Yeah.
We were like, damn, dude, just get off then.
Yeah. Yeah. I had more to say.
Yeah, we know.
I wanted to end on a good note.
Yeah, we were all up there like, damn, is he like just running an hour right now?
Maybe.
Nothing wrong. It just seemed like a fucking fat set.
Yeah, it did feel, I think it felt longer because I was so low energy. And the beginning got to a really slow start.
Possible.
But, yeah, I looked at my watch, and when I went up there, it was like 9:15, and when I came off, it was like 9:30, 9:35-ish, somewhere in the middle of that. So
Hot. That's beautiful.
I don't know if I recorded it though, so I don't have an exact. I don't have an exact time.
When was the last time you like felt with your hand what your butthole feels like?
Like last night / this morning.
Just really slash this like the same butthole touching.
Well, like no, I just can't remember if I really got in there this morning or not, or if it was last night. But I shaved my butthole last night, so I had to get up in there and check it out.
Yeah, make sure you did a good job.
Mm-hmm.
I do that too a lot of time, and I always fuck up the top. Sometimes like I'll think I got it, and then like 2 days later, and I'll feel like, oh, I have a tail. That's disgusting.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's cool.
I always keep the stuff on my lower back around, because I've had multiple women tell me that they like that little tuft of hair on my lower back, so I don't shave that part away.
Multiple women, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Do you shave your chest?
No.
No. Okay. They specifically the lower back hair.
Yeah, it's weird. I always hated it, and then one time in like middle school, I was like really embarrassed by it, and pointed it out.
Yeah, drop her name.
Who cares?
She might.
Well, maybe. Okay.
The one you pointed out that your ass hair above your ass is hot.
Yeah, we were swimming at the docks in middle school, like everybody does. And she's like, "You have so much hair on your lower back," and I was like, "I know, it's gross. I want to shave it." And she's like, "No, don't. It's cute." I was like, "What?" And then multiple times throughout my entire life, that's happened again and again. And recently, it also happened again.
Adding on to the multitude of women.
Yeah.
Do they tell you a reason why, or is it just it's cute?
They just say they like
It's
it.
like they need
I don't
something
know.
to grab when they're pegging you.
Yeah, exactly.
That's fair. I can see that.
Yeah.
Is your body hair brown or is it blonde?
It's like a mixture of like brown, blonde, and red.
I guess
Like
you could
my
probably see
pubes
it
are
if it
kind of
gets a
like
little
brownish
long.
red, and then back and chest are like more dark red.
So are
dark
you
brown.
team lower back hair now?
I'm just team like have hair that you want to have that makes you feel good about yourself.
So do you feel good about that, or are you having it there because girls told you they like it?
I
Do you
feel
like
good about
girls?
it now that I've had affirmations in it.
Okay.
Like I used to not. It used to be self-conscious for me
Yeah.
until getting affirmations for it throughout.
Okay. And now you're just gung ho.
Now I'm like, yeah, whatever. I like it.
You like it. Okay.
I don't care.
Do you like it or do you not care?
I guess it's like I like it to the point where I'm not going to shave it. And I also just don't care about whether or not.
Would you trim it? Make it look a little, not scraggly.
Maybe, but it's not like, I don't feel like it's not super scraggly.
Well, you can't see it.
That's true. That's true. But then I couldn't tell if I got it super scraggly.
I mean, you could probably assume, right?
Let me see yours.
If you can.
Is it going to be gone?
Probably.
How often do you shave your back?
I do a full body T to B, everything shower roughly 2 to 3 times a week.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, I keep it smooth.
Yeah. Smooth operator.
Yeah, I want to always be prepared for a slip and slide.
That's fair.
Yeah, you never, ever know.
That's totally
Especially
fair.
when it's cold like this. They're all over the place.
That's facts. That's big time facts.
I messed up, and so the new bathroom upstairs has a tub in it. So sometimes I'll fill it up with cold water, and I'll do a little
sauna
code dunk. Cold dunk. Max, code, idiot, stupid ginger fuck.
Okay. It's okay.
No, it's not.
Okay.
What was I talking about? Bathtub. And so before I did the cold dunk thing, I like to shave my body when my skin's dry. The hair pops off easier. And so I did that in the shower with no water coming out.
Yeah.
Which is also kind of weird because it's just quiet, and you just hear all you hear is the echo of the buzz of the
buzz.
razor.
Yeah.
And finished shaving, and was like, "There's probably a bunch of little hairs of yours all over the place now." So I turned the shower on and did a quick little, what I thought got all the hair off the walls and then this and ran it down the drain. I was like, cool. Then I filled it up with cold water. And then I hopped back in and like had the first initial and then got my breathing under control and started counting. And then I looked down and I think more hairs showed up. It was like, you know, in like the Everglades where people have a camera and it's like the green over that like algae shit, and it's like they take the camera and they put it down under, and then it's like clear, gorgeous underneath. It was like that.
Just like red.
Yeah, just red Everglades.
Oh,
it was disgusting.
It's fun.
It was really fun. It was beautiful.
Sounds beautiful.
It was the itchiest water you've probably ever been in. I wonder how much, if any
I feel
of
like you must have had some on your body, and like when you fully dunked, it came off of like your body, probably, right? Yeah.
That's probably where it came from. If any of you out there would pay money for that water, LMU, LMK, or HMK, you, fuck, you know what I mean? Let me up, dude. Hit me now. Say something so I don't have to keep doing this. Made a nice pot of Max tea. Steeped in cold water. Max cold brew. It's cold water. Yeah, you get it.
Yeah, I get it. Loose leaf.
Very loosely. Call that an Irish tea. They call that a red Guinness.
Yum.
What's that? It's when you take an American Guinness and the hair of an Irish person, and you just fucking put them together. And then when you smile, they call it a... It's a way of flossing without having to floss, because if you just drink a bunch of hair, it kind of does it for you.
It's a way to look like you just ate out Fozzie Bear, mate.
Fozzie Bear?
Yeah, Fozzie Bear.
Who's that?
He's like an old, like, 80s, like, puppet character, like Muppet character.
Okay.
I think.
What's his deal?
He wears like a hat, kind of like this one, but it's more like fluffy, and he like has a bow tie, and he's like, "I'm Fuzzy Bear." I think. I'm not fully familiar, to be honest. I just think he's funny, and I know what he looks like. I can picture him. He's like furry, but like your color.
My color.
Mm-hmm.
Which
of fur.
So red.
Yeah.
Yeah, gotcha. Cool.
Like orangey red, like gingery red.
Yeah. Very cool. Strawberry bear.
Or maybe he was at his own. I don't know. I don't remember, but I know I can think of him.
The point is, send us a picture of you drinking a red Guinness this weekend. Just a hairy fucking beer. And then take a picture of your smile after. Let's see. I want it to look like you ate a bowl of pubes.
It's like the tahine on your...
It's just like the tahine. Yeah, exactly.
On your red beer. Okay, cool. I get it.
Just a little. It's just... that bite.
All right. Well, do you want to... buy a mug, please? So this podcast can make money and my accountant will stop asking if I want to keep doing it.
Mm-hmm.
That'd be really helpful.
That was really...
No, he just did it once, and it was really humiliating.
It's a slow build, dog.
I was like, bro, we're building a community here. It's all organic, dog. Like, it's grassroots, okay? Like, 3 years is not... 4 years is not, like, a long time to not hit, like, over 500 subs. But, like, I feel like we're making good traction consistently, you know? And... sorry, you know, but file my taxes, dude. Please.
That's Danny. Danny is his accountant, and his girlfriend can't fucking come. Okay? Yeah, it's a slow build. We're trying to make a fucking empire here, okay? Rome was built in not a day, like a week probably.
Yeah, at
It took a
least.
fucking while, okay? So cut us some slack. We're also like really busy with other stuff. I got work.
Yeah. He's got work.
The point is, I have plenty of time to make this better. But I'm reading the Wicked book right now.
And it's not supposed to be better. It's supposed to be pretty good, God damn it. And you're supposed to enjoy that it's pretty good because you are also pretty good.
Yeah. Yeah, totally. I mean, yeah.
That sounded like it was going to be negative, but then it was positive.
Well, it's like, I think we could get better without being great.
That's true.
Because I'm not going to lie, I think some of these episodes are pretty fucking bad.
I agree.
And I think a little bit better than those would be pretty good.
I think we've got a lot of pretty high up there, pretty good episodes, though.
I would say a good amount would qualify as pretty good. Is decent.
But I would say definitely not all.
From like if an audience of people who enjoyed just listening to conversations happen, which I know is a demographic, I feel like a chunk of them, a C- chunk of them would be like, yeah, there's a few good ones in here.
Yeah, and
enough to stick around.
More people are starting to listen to like a lot of the backlogged episodes have like over 100 now, and like up to 50 on a lot of the more recent ones, and like we're hitting 20 really fast off drops, and so you know what? We're doing good. Buy a pretty good mug, have a pretty good day, buy a pretty good t-shirt. I'll put some more pretty good designs on the store. We'll do pretty good stuff. And go to a pretty good comedy show. Like an open mic on Thursdays at Mad Swede.
That's beautiful. Yeah. Mhm. Yeah, I think I'm
That's a good close, right?
yeah. Something's in my butt.
In his butt.